beloved soul, that sudden tightness in your chest. Your angels are sounding a divine alarm about your love life. To this, pay attention. Heaven is trying to save your future marriage before it's too late. Pause. Place both hands over your heart. Breathe in courage. Exhale fear. Archangel Raguel stands guard over your love destiny. Subscribe and activate the bell. Your sacred union requires these urgent angelic alerts. Your like strengthens. This warning, your share could save someone else's divine timing. Let your spirit respond in the comments. Type angels remove my blocks or share which fear you need to release. If this message resonated, support our protection mission with a super thanks. Together we safeguard sacred unions. Now, whisper, I choose love. Your life-changing revelation begins. Now, your angels are showing me wedding bells, so close you can almost hear them ringing. This union isn't just possible, it's already written in your destiny. But there's one thing standing between you and this sacred promise. One thought, one attachment, one emotional block that's creating an invisible barrier. And if you don't release it, it could delay your happily ever after. Let's go deeper. Because what you're holding on to isn't just a memory, it's a weight, a silent resistance, a quiet wall that's stopping divine love from fully stepping in. You say you're ready, but part of you still checks their page, still wonders, what if they had changed? Still replays the words they never said, the closure they never gave, the apology that never came. But here's the truth. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to understand. You don't even need to make peace with them. You need to make peace with yourself, because your soul knows when it's time to let go, and that time is now. You can't carry old heartbreak into a new covenant. You can't invite true love into a heart still occupied by pain. Your angels aren't warning you, they're preparing you. They're showing you the final key, and it's in your hands. Release. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. You deserve joy that doesn't feel confusing. You deserve a partner who doesn't just promise, they prove. You deserve to wake up and not feel haunted by what could have been, because what's coming is far greater than what was. And your spirit knows this. That's why the pain has been heavier lately, why certain names and faces keep popping up. It's not punishment, it's cleansing. It's the final storm before the blessing. Heaven is removing the last residue of what hurt you, so love can come in clean. Clear, pure, without hidden grief in the background. But to do that, you must surrender the narrative. You must stop replaying their story in your sacred space. Stop asking why they didn't choose you. The real question is, why are you still choosing them? In your thoughts, your future is standing right outside the door, but the past is still holding the key. Will you give it back? Will you finally say, I forgive for my freedom. I release for my future. I let go, because I trust what God has next. There's someone new, not just new to your life, new to your heart. They're not here to fix you. They're coming because you did the work to heal. They won't force their way in. They'll wait until you say, I'm ready, ready for ease, ready for devotion, ready for vows that aren't just beautiful on paper, but sacred in action. But how can that person step in if you're still spiritually tied to someone who walked away? God doesn't operate in confusion. He brings peace. And that peace is trying to enter now through the act of letting go. So say it out loud. I release them. I release the pain. I release the hope that they'll come back, because who's coming isn't a repeat. They're a restoration, a divine promise fulfilled. They'll love your soul with gentleness. They'll see your scars and still choose forever. But they can't enter a heart still rehearsing heartbreak. So your angels are showing you something holy. Not a breakup, a breakthrough. You're being asked to step out of the soul tie and step into a soul alignment, and it starts today. Can you feel it? That inner nudge? That knowing that holding on isn't protecting you anymore. It's blocking you. Let your tears fall. Let your heart speak. Let your spirit release what no longer belongs. Because when you clear this final blockage, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel clarity. And then, love will enter. Not as a test. Not as a lesson. But as a covenant. A sacred, spirit-led partnership where your heart is safe, where you're seen and understood, where wedding bells don't sound distant anymore. They sound like home. Don't delay this. Don't protect the pain any longer. Don't justify their absence. Don't try to make meaning out of mistreatment. You've outgrown the version of you that needed crumbs. Now you're being prepared for a feast. A table set before you. A partner hand-picked for you, and all of heaven is watching. All of heaven is ready to rejoice. When you say, I choose me, I choose peace, I choose my future over my fantasy of the past, because the fantasy kept you stuck, but the future, it's alive, it's breathing, it's divine, and it's closer than you think. You don't have to do this alone. Call on your angels, they're helping you release. They're helping you forgive without needing a reply. They're guiding you into a love that doesn't hurt, but they can't force you to open the door. That's your job, so open it. Say yes. Say, I'm done repeating the cycle. I'm ready to be loved right. I'm ready for a wedding that's spiritually ordained. Because this isn't about a ring. It's about the soul standing across from you at the altar. The one who will honor your healing. The one who will thank you for letting go of the wrong ones. The one who was praying for you at the same time you were crying alone. They're coming, but first, release, not later. Now, say it in the comments. I release for love. I receive divine union. Let your words activate what your heart has been waiting for. Because heaven is listening. And the wedding bells? They're not a dream, they're a confirmation. You are ready. But only if you choose to be. So choose, let go. So you can finally step into what's always been yours. Your sacred love. Your forever. Your wedding day. And the angels will rejoice because you chose freedom, you chose healing, and now you'll be chosen in return. It's not what you expect. It's not about your past or your worthiness. It's the story you keep telling yourself about love. That it must be earned, that it comes with conditions, that it could disappear if you're not careful enough. Your angels show me how you second-guess affection when it's given freely. Hold back parts of yourself just in case. Prepare for disappointment before joy even arrives. This isn't protection. It's resistance to the very love you've prayed for, and it's time to name it. To look that fear in the face and say, I see you, but I won't let you lead anymore. Because your heart wasn't made to be hidden. It was made to be held. It wasn't made to perform. It was made to be embraced exactly as it is. Somewhere along the way, you learned to apologize for needing love, to feel guilty when someone tried to care for you, to wait for the rug to be pulled, But real love doesn't work that way. Real love doesn't walk in with a list of requirements. It doesn't make you feel small to keep you loyal. It doesn't threaten to leave when things get difficult. Real love, the kind heaven is preparing for you, it sits with you when you cry. It listens when your voice shakes. It doesn't flinch at your vulnerability. It honors your boundaries. And it stays, not because you begged, but because your soul feels like home. So ask yourself, why do you still expect love to be difficult? Who told you that love had to be earned with suffering? What made you believe you had to shrink in order to be chosen? Heaven is rewriting that narrative now. Because if you don't change the story, you'll keep attracting people who fit the old script. The ones who leave you anxious. The ones who confuse chaos with passion. The ones who make you question your worth. But you were never meant to question your value. You were meant to walk in it, to radiate it, to speak from it, and to receive love from that truth, not from desperation, not from fear, but from wholeness, from alignment, from the deep, unshakable knowing that says, I am already worthy. Your angels are asking you to drop the old armor, the one that kept you from getting hurt, but also kept you from being seen. Yes, someone failed you. Yes, someone mistook your love for weakness. Yes, someone walked away when you were finally ready to stay. But they were never the final chapter. They were a comma in your story, a pause before the shift. And the shift is here, because heaven never stopped preparing your table. Your name is still on the invitation. Your seat is still waiting. But to sit down fully, you must stop apologizing for needing love. You must stop flinching when someone speaks gently. You must stop testing every kindness, just to see when it will end. This isn't survival anymore. This is surrender. This is safety. This is spiritual readiness, because love isn't just coming. It's knocking. And it's not interested in the version of you that hides. It's coming for the one that breathes fully, the one that laughs loud, the one that dares to hope again. But here's the truth. If you don't believe you're lovable now, no soulmate can convince you. If you don't feel safe in your own heart, no partner can protect what you won't let be seen. Love is not a rescue mission. It's a recognition. And your angels are trying to help you recognize yourself, the parts of you that dim to survive, the parts that ache to be heard, the parts that whisper, please. This time, don't hold back. You are not too much. Your needs are not a burden. Your dreams are not unrealistic. Your standards are not too high. Your love is not too deep. Your softness is not a weakness. It's a strength most cannot match. But the one who's coming, they'll rise to meet it. They'll value your honesty. They'll celebrate your intuition. They'll love your quiet and your wild. They'll make space for your healing without rushing it. And they'll teach you that real love doesn't require performance. It only requires presence. So breathe. You don't need to prepare for heartbreak anymore. You don't need to keep rehearsing your silence. You don't need to mask your sensitivity. You don't need to act unbothered when you're hurting. You can be real. You can be open. You can say, I'm scared, and still be loved anyway, because that's what's coming. Love that doesn't run, love that doesn't punish, love that doesn't wait for perfection, but welcomes your humanity, love that knows you've been through enough, and now it's time for something holy. So if you find yourself still building walls, ask your angels to help you tear them down. Brick by brick, lie by lie, until your soul finally says, I don't have to earn love. I am love. Type, that if you're ready, I am love. Let the heavens see your courage, because that's what this is, a courageous step into vulnerability. And there's nothing more powerful than a heart that chooses to stay open. After all the reasons it had to close, you are that heart, you are that soul, you are that light, and love is not coming to test you. It's coming to bless you if you'll let it. So will you? Will you stop waiting for it to fall apart? Will you stop bracing for the goodbye? Will you stop seeing kindness as manipulation and start receiving it as your divine inheritance? Because that's what it is. God's gift. A partner who prays with you, not just for you. Who lifts you, not drains you. Who sees the storms you've survived and honors your strength without needing to break you again. It's not too much to ask. It's not too late to receive. It's not impossible to believe. And your angels are gently asking, are you willing to believe now? Not in perfect people, but in holy timing, in divine alignment, in love that holds your hand through every season, not just the pretty ones. So if you're ready, say it. I release the story that love must hurt. I receive the truth that love can heal. And watch what happens. Watch how peace finds your pillow at night. Watch how your laughter starts sounding lighter. Watch how love begins to appear, not as a rescue, but as a reflection of the work you've done, of the worth you've claimed, of the softness you've protected. You're not here to beg, you're here to bloom. And love, real, sacred, gentle, passionate love, is already on its way, because you're finally ready to let it in. Your future spouse is already on their way to you. They can feel your energy, even from a distance. When you cling to old fears, you send mixed signals to the universe. One day calling in love, the next pushing it away. The angels reveal, this confusion is making your soulmate hesitate, not because they doubt you, but because they sense your doubt, and heaven can't override your free will, even when it's working against your happiness. That's the sacred truth. Your free will is powerful. It's more powerful than you realize. It can call in miracles, or it can delay them indefinitely, because love honors permission, and even divine love must wait for your yes, not just with your lips, but with your energy, with your belief, with your willingness to receive. So right now, your angels are asking you gently, do you actually believe you're ready? Do you actually believe you're worthy? Because your soulmate already knows you're special. They already see something in your spirit that feels like home. But what they can't see clearly is whether you're still trying to protect yourself from them. They're watching from afar, feeling drawn to you, praying for you, trying to understand if now is the time. But they also feel when you shut down, when you whisper prayers but still sleep with fear, when you say you're open but your heart is locked tight. That doesn't make you wrong. It makes you human. You've been hurt. You've seen what disappointment looks like. You've cried in silence after giving your heart to the wrong ones. So of course you hesitate. But hesitation is not the same as preparation. And now is the time to prepare. Not by doing more, not by trying to prove anything, but by surrendering. By trusting that if heaven sent someone to love you, they would be equipped to handle all of you. Your past, your healing, your power, your softness. Because this union isn't ordinary. It's a divine assignment, and heaven doesn't choose carelessly. Your future spouse is being guided. They've had dreams, They've felt sudden peace when your name or face crosses their path. They've had unexplainable knowing that their person was closer than ever. That person is you, but they can't walk into a heart that's half open, and right now the angels are showing how your soul keeps dimming its own light, saying, "Not yet. I'm not enough. What if they leave too? What if this is another lesson instead of a blessing?" That uncertainty creates delays, not because you're being punished, but because heaven loves you too much to rush this. This love is meant to last. This covenant is meant to be a foundation, not a fix. So heaven waits until you believe you are no longer broken. You are no longer in survival mode. You are no longer apologizing for wanting deep, safe, sacred love. You are worthy now. You are loved now. You are enough now. And your future spouse? They are ready. They are being prepared too. They're not perfect, but they are intentional. They are grounded. They are healing, and they've been asking the same questions you have. God, is it time? Where are they? Are they thinking of me too? The answer is yes. Yes, they think of you. Yes, they wonder if they're imagining you. Yes, they've been spiritually tugged toward you in moments they can't explain. But here's the deeper truth. Every time they prepare to take a step closer, your energy sends a signal. And when that signal says, "I'm afraid," they pause, not to reject you, but to honor you, to not rush you, to not walk into your world if you're still building walls, because this person has already done enough chasing in their life, and they don't want to chase you. They want to meet you, stand beside you, cover you in prayer, grow with you. But they need your permission, energetically and spiritually. So today, your angels are guiding you into alignment, not through performance, but through peace. Breathe right now. Place your hand on your heart and speak to your soul. I am safe to be loved. I am ready to be seen. I welcome the one God has sent. Say those words and feel the walls begin to melt. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to be available. Emotionally, spiritually, energetically, because love is not on delay. You are, and you get to change that. You get to send a new signal to the universe, a signal that says, "I'm open, I'm willing, I trust," because your future spouse is close. Closer than you think. Their steps are being guided. Divine appointments are aligning. But you can't be in two places, the past and the future. You must choose. And if you're ready to choose love, say so. In your words, in your thoughts, in your actions, in your boundaries. Stop rehearsing heartbreak. Start preparing for harmony. Let go of the belief that love only comes through struggle. Let go of the belief that everyone leaves. Let go of the belief that you have to earn their affection. That belief is not your truth. It's a shadow from old wounds. And it's time to stand in the light, because your light is what they're drawn to. Your healing, your presence, your willingness to love with open hands. Your softness is not your weakness. It's the sign that you're ready. They're coming. They're asking heaven about you. They're preparing something sacred, but you must send the signal, the clear one, the bold one, the one that says, "I believe in this love. I trust the timing. I welcome my person in peace, not fear." And when you do, something shifts in the spirit, in your dreams, in your heart, and they'll feel it. Wherever they are, they'll feel the invitation, and they'll come. Not rushing, not forcing, but drawn, like gravity. Because the bond heaven creates doesn't need to be chased. It magnetizes, it aligns, it calls you both home, so call them now, not with desperation, but with divine trust, and say, I clear every fear that blocks my love. I welcome the one my soul already knows. I choose divine partnership over past pain. And heaven will respond. The angels will move. Your person will feel the shift. And the next time love knocks, you'll be ready to answer with your whole heart. Say it out loud if you're ready. I trust love. I am ready. Because the one God chose for you is ready too. Your angels are ready to help you break this pattern, but you must ask. They'll show you how to recognize fear when it masquerades as wisdom, how to receive love without bargaining, how to trust that what's meant for you will never require you to beg. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming open to truth, open to healing, open to receiving without suspicion. Because for too long, you've worn self-protection like armor. You've used logic to silence your longing. You've hidden behind I'm fine because it felt safer than saying I'm scared. But your angels see through that. They see the softness you try to suppress, the tenderness you guard so carefully, and they're not here to judge that. They're here to gently help you release it, to show you that your openness is not a risk. It's a doorway to the love you've prayed for, the connection you've imagined, the destiny that feels too good to speak aloud, because you've learned to associate vulnerability with danger. You've mistaken fear for wisdom. Told yourself, if I don't expect too much, I won't be disappointed. If I act like I don't care, maybe it won't hurt as much. If I stay silent, they can't use my truth against me. But the truth is, this isn't wisdom, it's fear in disguise, and your angels are ready to strip that disguise away to help you see clearly. So you can finally say, I'm not afraid of love anymore. That doesn't mean you won't feel nervous. It means you'll choose trust anyway. It means you'll allow love in without questioning its expiration date. Because real love doesn't operate on borrowed time. It moves with divine timing. It honors your soul's pace. It listens, it reassures, and most importantly, it stays, but you must stay too. Stay open, stay honest, stay willing to receive without guilt. Your angels are asking you to surrender the old rules you lived by, the ones that said love must be earned through pain, the ones that said joy is fragile and must be handled with suspicion. They want you to rewrite that script, not with your mind, but with your heart. You don't need to manipulate love. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to shrink to be worthy of it. Because divine love, the kind that's coming for you, will never ask you to beg. It will never leave you guessing. It will never punish your sensitivity. And it will never withdraw just to keep you in line. But to receive that kind of love, you have to be willing to be seen, fully, messy, healing, hopeful, and real. Your angels are not asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to be present, to be receptive, to believe that love is not a prize to be won, but a promise to be fulfilled, a promise that began the moment you chose healing. A promise that deepened every time you walked away from what didn't honor you. A promise that has your name written on it in heaven. But it can't be delivered into a heart that's still locked. So ask. Ask your angels to help you open again. Not all at once. Not forcefully, but gently. Moment by moment. Breath by breath. Because each time you say, I am willing, Heaven responds. They move, they prepare, they realign everything for your good. But they must be invited. They cannot override your resistance. Even when they see the pain it's causing you, that's the gift of your free will. And that's why your yes is so powerful. When you say, I am ready to break this pattern, the angels go to work. They start shifting things within you. They begin softening the edges. They start silencing the inner critic who says you're too much. They replace shame with strength. They flood your space with clarity so you can finally see love when it arrives. Not doubt it, not sabotage it, not run from it, but receive it. Not as a fluke, not as a test, but as a sacred response to your willingness to trust again. So trust again, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, even if your knees wobble beneath the weight of hope. Trust anyway. Your angels will meet you there. They'll hold you in the in-between. They'll guide your spirit when your mind gets loud. They'll send signs, dreams, moments of peace that make no logical sense. And each time you notice them, they'll whisper, "You're not alone. Keep going. You're closer than you think, because you are. Closer to healing, closer to your person, closer to the love that doesn't leave, but to step into that next chapter. You have to leave behind the one where love was a battlefield. That war is over. You survived it. Now it's time to thrive, not by being perfect, but by being real, being soft, being open. Let your spirit say, I no longer confuse fear with wisdom. I no longer see love as something to control. I let go of the belief that I must earn affection. I receive, I allow, I trust. Type it if you're ready. I am open to divine love. Let your angels see your courage. Let your soul speak louder than your fear. Because heaven is ready, love is ready. You don't have to chase anymore. You don't have to hide. You only need to step forward with your heart in your hands, not for them, but for you. Because you deserve to feel safe in love. You deserve a partner who sees your depth and doesn't shrink from it. You deserve love that feels like breathing, not drowning, and it's closer than you know. So ask for help, ask for healing, ask to be led into the kind of openness that attracts what's sacred. Your angels are waiting, not to force you, but to walk with you, into love, into peace, into the relationship you don't have to survive, because you'll finally feel free in it. This is your moment. Heaven is watching, and your soul is whispering. I'm ready to receive what I once feared. Now let it come. One day soon, you'll face a choice, to cling to what hurt you or embrace what's healing you. The angels see you choosing freedom. They see your hands unclenching, your heart softening, your spirit whispering, I'm ready now. And when you do, the love that's been waiting will finally rush in. Not because you chased it, but because you stopped blocking it. Your marriage isn't coming despite your past. It's coming because of your growth. And this release, this surrender, this is the final key. Because every time you release the pain, you make more room for the promise. Every time you stop rehearsing the betrayal, you step into the blessing. And every time you choose peace over proving, you shift the atmosphere around your soul. That choice is powerful. Not loud, not dramatic, but powerful. It happens in stillness. In the moment you finally say, I don't need to keep replaying what broke me. I don't need to stay bound to what already ended. I trust what's coming more than I miss what's gone. Your angels are honoring this moment. They've seen you cry over closed doors. They've watched you love people who weren't ready. They've felt your spirit grieving things no one else saw, but they also see the shift, the quiet courage, the soul-deep decision to stop looking back, because love can't live in a heart still buried in fear, and marriage can't blossom where bitterness still takes root. But you are learning to pull the roots out one by one, not by force, but with grace. And that's what makes this holy. You're not running from your pain, you're facing it, you're letting it speak, then letting it go. And heaven is watching, because this is what healing really looks like. Not pretending, but releasing, not rushing, but surrendering. And that surrender, it's unlocking something sacred. Your future spouse is being drawn to your healing, not your perfection, not your ability to hide your scars, but the way you keep rising, the way you keep believing, the way you whisper, "I'm still open," even after what tried to close you. That kind of spirit, it's magnetic, it's divine, it's irresistible to someone who's been praying for a partner who feels like peace, because that's who you're becoming, a partner who embodies peace, not because you've had an easy journey, but because you refuse to let the journey harden your heart. You chose growth, you chose forgiveness, you chose love, even when it didn't make sense. And now the promise is coming. It's not delayed, it's aligning. It's waiting for the exact moment you say, "No more fear, no more guilt, no more shame about what I've been through. This is who I am now." And that declaration sends waves through the spirit realm. It tells heaven, you're ready. It tells your angels, it's time. It tells your person, wherever they are, that something just shifted, that the heart they've been longing for has just opened wide, and they'll feel it. They may not know why. They may not even know your name yet, but they'll feel a divine tug, a whisper in their spirit, a nudge that says, "Go." They're ready now. Because the moment you release the last piece of pain, you send a clear signal. There is space here. There is room for joy, room for love, room for a future that doesn't look like your past. That's the real shift. You're not trying to prove anything anymore. You're not trying to fix people anymore. You're not trying to be chosen by the wrong hearts anymore. You are choosing yourself, and in doing that, you are choosing love. Because divine love always starts with alignment, not just with another person, but within yourself. And right now, the angels are rejoicing, because your heart is aligning, your mind is clearing, your soul is expanding, the heaviness is lifting, the old stories are fading, the fears are loosening their grip, and all that's left is openness, is trust, is light. So when the moment comes and you feel the urge to look back, to doubt, to question, remember this: you are not who you were when you were hurting. You are not the same version of yourself that accepted less. You are not walking in circles anymore. You are walking forward, and heaven is matching every step. Every yes in your spirit is drawing love closer. Every act of self-forgiveness is opening another door. Every time you bless the past and release it, you make space for the future to find you. That is your power, not control, not force, not striving, but surrender, the sacred kind, the kind that doesn't mean giving up, it means rising up, into alignment, into clarity, into readiness. So say it now, with your whole heart. I choose to stop blocking my blessing. I choose freedom from fear. I release the past so I can walk into my future. Type it if you believe it. I surrender to love. I am ready for divine union. Because that's what this is, a divine union, one that could only arrive after you chose growth, after you chose surrender, after you chose healing over hiding. This isn't just about meeting someone. This is about becoming the version of you who can keep them, who can partner with them, who can pray with them, who can build legacy with them. And now, that version is emerging, strong, soft, steady, and full of expectancy. You don't need to fear anymore. Love isn't running from you. It's been looking for this version of you all along. And the moment you unclench your grip on the pain, the promise will pour in like water through open hands. Effortless, refreshing, overflowing, because you'll no longer be holding on to what tried to destroy you. You'll be holding the hand of the one who was sent to restore you, and your angels will rejoice, because you didn't just survive. You chose to live. You chose to love. You chose to believe again, and now, love chooses you back.